The only way I could help him is to try to get an ordinance passed. But
So Becky had this in a report that was a little different. I don't know where the report came from, but it
We
was
can't
much
do that
easier to
tonight,
see and read. I don't know
I
if there's
think
another
Becky
way.
has an Excel spreadsheet that we should put everything.
If there's a
into,
way that
although
can-
I guess this is actually true, but I think it's
Austin,
Yeah, this is exported.
Yeah.
Austin, did you change from Surf over
If
to
there's,
Comcast
yeah, if there's
for
a
the
button to
buildings?
like maybe send it
Huh?
out to
Did
Excel
you
or
change
something
over
like that,
from
'cause
Surf
this
to
is
Comcast
this is
for
very
the
difficult.
buildings?
I'm looking at it like trying to figure out the
Surf to
columns.
Page 3 for the internet.
But if we're just getting it on file, that's fine.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, actually.
I had them down to like $85.
Oh, okay. No. Okay. So Jen, I see what I did with the bills earlier. So these in front of you. Okay. I screwed up on that earlier. I thought I
What?
moved it from that
What?
folder, but I was in 2025 as I was trying to find something.
Whoa.
These aren't the right bills.
Whoa.
These are actually, if you look at the top, it says
Yeah, yeah, what'd you do?
2025.
You
So
did your house
I think I was in a different folder and printed these out. Yeah.
Oh man,
So I'm
So-
going to knock some of my to-dos down.
doing your honey-do list.
How about you? Were
Yeah,
you
I
and
printed out the wrong year.
No, we were kind of all over locally. We had
you
different
could,
groups and
please,
parties to go to and stuff, and
That's my
it was
bad.
mostly a down day on Sunday, which was good.
Too damn hot.
It was too hot. I got eaten alive by every bug known to man too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did when I was putting bushes. I just kept getting bit. Putting stuff on, but it wasn't working.
I really wanted to play with
So,
fireworks
I
this
don't
year,
think
but
we
I put a
should be
video out there
proving anything,
telling people
do
not
you?
to be stupid and lose any fingers. And I thought about lighting something off, and I go, I can't imagine if I would be mocked
You're smarter
religiously.
than that, Jason.
So I didn't
Did we
play
go
with
in
any
executive
fireworks.
session today?
I guess.
Hopefully we can get out of here early. Oh, it's 6 p.m. now.
Did you want to watch the soccer match?
I'd like to. That'd be nice.
So does everybody else, Jason.
Well, let's keep
Keep
that in
the
mind.
show moving.
Let's. I will keep her moving. I will read these names as fast as I can for the volunteers. All right. There's Jen. We'll get started momentarily. I think our clerk's checked on something. Is the stream started and everything?
Yeah, stream started. Rich just made me aware of it. I printed out.
What's wrong?
I printed out July of last year's bills as opposed to July of this year's bills, and so she's printing out July. Yeah.
I looked at them all online
I would've
already.
just-
Yeah.
Little bearing at this point.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah. Whoops.
I think people are going to read them in the next 2 minutes, but
You can sift through them. I mean, you take as long on the item as you want. So.
I suppose. Do you watch any fireworks shows anywhere?
I can sit on the couch and study and watch them right out the sliding glass doors in the city of Peru. Because the lake's behind my house. So
Okay, I'm gonna send that out to everybody.
That look nice too.
Some of them are below the tree line way across the
Yeah.
lake.
It's a much better view, or a much better environment to sit and watch.
Probably got 8 by
Less
less.
crowded, cooler.
Less mosquitoes?
Friend of the bar.
Less mosquitoes
Less
probably?
mosquitoes.
Less mosquitoes probably.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a.
How
not
crazy
big
does Baker's
fireworks
Lake
guy.
look like with the rain? Dude?
You know what, I've never seen the water come up that high. I've never seen it rain that hard. I've lived in the house for 25 years. I couldn't see the house across the street. It was raining that hard.
Yeah,
In broad daylight, I couldn't
Yeah.
even see the house across the street.
it was a
But,
lot.
you know, every window I had, the roof comes down to a gutter.
Okay, you should be receiving an email from me right now.
Sheets of water, the gutters couldn't handle it.
Okay?
Wow.
But Baker Lake was over the
Don't be asking me
sidewalk.
questions.
Not
You
from
already
the
have the
lake
answer.
itself, but all the water trying to get to
You
it.
get to it.
Yeah, it was just,
Yeah.
and the lake itself was probably 3-4 feet higher than it usually is.
I guess. I can't look at it now.
A lot of people have problems though. I didn't have a drop in my basement.
No, my sump pump though was working. It had me nervous because it would pump for 8. I mean, I have a lot of water table issues where we live. 8 seconds it would pump, be off for 12. Because normally it would pump for like 4 seconds and be off for like minutes. But it could barely keep up with the water.
You and Mark had a lakefront property as well.
Yeah.
Well, my in-laws that live there have 2
Hey Hillary,
and the sump
did you
pumps
receive an email from me just now?
From who?
Me.
Their drains and their windows.
Can you
Today?
check? Yeah, just
into
now.
the water. So the water was just rushing through
You
the
should have
windows.
received it too.
Huh?
You should have received it too. An email?
From today?
I just
Yeah, I
sent it.
just got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be brought up, okay?
World Cup. 56 minutes.
We'll see. It's optimistic. England game last night was good.
That's
Very
what
good.
Colin told me. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
US men's
I'm
soccer
curious
better
of
win
the
today.
I'm curious of the controversy stuff. So there was a red card that was overturned. for
Yeah,
World
that
Cup.
was so shady.
Well, I'm
So
curious to
shady.
know if it's ever happened in the history. If it is, then that's fine, but I'm a little nervous if it happened because there was a call from.
I
like,
think that's why it
Oh
happened.
my
I
God.
don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah, that
That's
was
kind
super
of,
shady.
that's kind of crazy.
Pretty close, probably.
Yeah,
We're gonna get this going
Yeah.
real quick.
Thank you.
kind of crazy. So I'm hoping that,
No,
Thank you,
it's
ma'am.
one.
okay. Sorry about that, everybody. All right, we'll get started here. I'd like to call the meeting to order for Oglesby City Council. Roll call, please.
Baldridge,
Here.
Cullinan,
Here.
McDermott,
Here,
Moyle,
Here.
Kern.
Here, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Number 4, Mayor's Report. First thing, I only got a couple things here. I want to keep it moving because we got World Cup tonight. Fun Fest. We had our Fun Fest, and I just want to say that Fun Fest would not happen without all the volunteers that are part of everything that we have. It's so important. I can't imagine, I think half of all the profits would probably be eaten up if we had to pay for employees to do all the things that have to get done. So I want to give a huge shout out for the following individuals. Bev's sons, Terry Essel, Pam Supan, Deb Wallace, William Dom, Lisa Dom, Lily Medina, Kimberly Curran, Amy Arthur, Mike Wallace, Illini State Bank, Kay Myers, Courtney Ator, Andrea Gerard, Alan Stremlau, Lane Hone, Jen Meredith, Jolene Decker, Ryan Osberger, Josiah Springer, Samantha Brush, Chelsea Myers, Ali Augustiniak, Sky Lenhart, Jenny Leal. Ruth Snelting, Hope Pico, Hailey Leak, Kathy Lawyer, Kelly Delton, Nick Baker, Mike Pico, Patty Eckelkraut, Ashley Konzak, Mary Jane Daniels, Charlie Menti, Lance Greathouse, Jen Marsala, Austin Cullinan, Calvin Hancock, Colleen Mueller, Chris Mueller, Pat Flecker, Joel Gerdovich, Nick Muzzarelli, Rhonda Van Zuden, Brenda Hermosillo, Anna Hermosillo, Kristen Gosnell, Amanda McLaughlin, Amy Aldenhoff, Adam Clark, Annabelle Clark, Nathan Orlandi, Tasha Kelly, Toby Walser, Jennifer Spratt, Rob Spratt. And then for the Kids Fun Zone, we had Julie Lynn Hancock, Eliana Ramirez, Iris Herrera, Ava Myers, Jacob Arthur, Cash Hancock, Claire Baudreau. So that's an incredible number of names. And some of those people actually volunteered multiple slots even. I won't go into that. I cannot thank you enough, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to have such a wonderful event. We did have some, a little bit of unfortunate stuff with the weather. I think this was the first time that we kind of knew the weather was going to be bad before the day happened. So, you know, it's tough when you have to make a decision like that to kind of close the festivities. We usually have a bad day every year for Fun Fest. It's just unfortunate that was the last day, so when we did stuff. So fireworks would be looking to be probably moved. Speaking of fireworks, I want to give a huge shout out to the city of Peru. Fantastic job. I know how difficult it is to have to make a decision on when something's weather related. So Mayor Kalowski and his staff did a fantastic job, and what a great tribute to America's 250. It was a very beautiful fireworks show, so great for them. As far as our fireworks show, we talked about that internally a little bit, if we were gonna move them to another event later this year. We don't know if there's a real appropriate event for it or not yet. The good news is we didn't lose out on any of the money for it, so we're looking that it will either roll to next year, or maybe it could be something with the 125th celebration. We don't know yet. But the good news is, it didn't get lost out on. So thanks for everybody that did participate in Fun Fest. I think it was a great 3 days. We didn't get our 4th day, unfortunate, but it was fantastic. The last thing I want to talk about is a huge thanks to JP and all of his Parks and Recreation staff. So with all the crazy weather this year, because Oglesby's fields have really great drainage, there's a lot of prep that they do on it. Our fields were more ready than some of the other nearby surrounding towns. So there were some out-of-area tournaments that were happening that were scheduled other places than Oglesby. But because JP got up in the morning, I think July 5th, and his staff, and they got the field ready, we hosted, I think, 3 tournaments here in Oglesby on July 5th. So fantastic. I saw activity throughout the city on July 5th, so it's great for those things to happen. So that's all I got. Number 5, public comment on agenda items only. Seeing none, we'll move on. Number 6, approval of minutes from the June 15th, 2026 regular meeting. If there's no additions, corrections, or modifications, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 15th, 2026 regular meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Cullinan,
Aye.
Moyle,
Aye.
Curran.
Aye. Number 7, approve bills presented for payment in the amount of $2,716,924.02, with Viscering Construction making up $2,281,187.70, and usual bills totaling $435,736.32. If there's no additions, corrections, or modifications to the bills, can I get a motion for payment?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If you got something.
I was gonna talk about Visiting.
Okay, let's go.
Sure,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
yeah.
Apparently, Visiting wasn't paid last month, so that's why there's 2 for Visiting.
They came in, the pay requests came in kind of back to back.
Right.
So they
Okay.
just ended up, and with the 3 weeks in between the meetings, they just kind of, the way they fell, they ended up on the same one.
Okay. I was like,
I just feel that everybody
Yeah.
should be aware of that.
Yeah.
It's not an error. It's,
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
want us to
there-
be known for not paying our bills.
Yeah, no, there was 2, it's just they came in like, one of them came in on a Monday and the other one came in on a Friday,
correct.
so.
If
Okay.
anybody's got that
Yeah.
question, that's the reason why that is. It's not an error.
All right.
Okay?
Good feedback. Anything else? If we can get a motion for payment.
I will motion that we approve bills presented for payment in the total amount of $2,716,924.02.
And I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge,
Aye.
Cullinan,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Moyle,
Aye.
Curran.
Aye. Same thing here. It looks, because we got 3 weeks in between, there's 2 payrolls here. Number 8, approve June 19th, 2026 payroll for $75,372.69, and July 3rd, 2026 payroll for $80,134.38. If there's no additions or corrections or modifications to the payroll, can I get a motion to approve both?
I will motion that we approve the June 19th, 2026 payroll for $75,372.69, and the July 3rd, 2026 payroll for $80,134.38.
Roll call, please.
I
Second.
got a second.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Is there a second?
I'll second. I sent out an email and I probably confused everybody. There was a missing timesheet, so I sent an email out at 4:30, but it's been corrected and it's in the email, so.
All right, excellent.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Can I get roll call, please?
Baldridge,
Aye.
Cullinan,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Moyle,
Aye.
Curran.
Aye. Number 9, old business. A, discussion and possible action on zoning administrator Cullinan.
Yeah, I think this needs to be moved to after closed session, if anything. It's still something we need to discuss.
Okay.
So,
All right, you want to make a motion?
Yes, I will motion that we move item 9A, discussion and possible action on zoning administrator, to number,
After
to be
closed
immediately after executive session, making it effectively item 14 on the agenda.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Okay.
Baldridge,
Aye.
Cullinan,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Moyle,
Aye.
Curran.
Aye. B, discussion and possible action on Connecting Point commuter contract. Cullinan.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know why this is an issue, really don't. But it's been something that's now been on the agenda 3 times, and it's something that needs to be, ultimately, the council needs to approve it. I think I made it clear, perhaps I did not, and, you know, maybe I should clarify, and obviously, Tom and Trevor are here, and they can speak on this as well. But this is a relatively, well, it's not relatively, it is a routine thing that we vote on to extend every single year, during the same time, every year. It was something that last year there was a unanimous vote on, and really, what a lot of the stuff is, none of it, I mean, for whatever issues you might have with Office 365 or whatever, this has nothing to do with that. Instead, this is a lot more hardware-based than software-based, and so, you know, if you have any questions or comments or concerns about any of it, you know, I'm certainly willing to hear those, and obviously Tom and Trevor are here, and they can kind of, you know, get into the specifics with you. But this is just something, I mean, if we want to have kind of, we don't have a full-time IT department here. We don't have a part-time IT department here. We need the support agreement with Connecting Point. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, we'll go around the table. Hillary, you have any?
I sent an email, and maybe I'm not sending it to the right person, but I had some questions regarding some things with Connecting Point, and I haven't gotten any answers on it. Is Trevor our guy now? Lee. Should I have sent it to you, Trevor?
Is it for service or?
Well, my question is, are there multiple MFAs on my account, my email account?
So that would be directed towards Danielle
Danielle, okay.
for day-to-day items. And then one of us, myself, or the other 5 individuals on the team will be assigned to them.
Okay, perfect. I'll make sure to route those to the right person. Okay.
Preferably call the office.
I was on vacation last week, so it was 2 weeks ago. So,
Okay.
all right, I'll reroute those.
Only because he's on vacation.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Mac, do you have anything?
Just that there was a few things. I know some people on this board was asking questions that weren't answered. There was an investigation done, and it was brought to my attention that an item was shut down or off before you guys received it. That way it became an inconclusive decision. Is that correct?
It was never turned on originally.
Really? Was there,
It's a function that you have to actually click on.
okay.
And some people do it, some people don't. Lee has it set up now, and you look it up, and you document stuff that's happening, and looking at it
So-
on a daily basis, but at the time that it was installed, that function wasn't,
Can
So there'd be no
What function?
I have
question,
no clue.
go back and go back.
there'd be no way to look back and find anything out then. So it becomes inconclusive, correct? Thank you, sir.
Can we get a clarification on
I thought
what
that
this
was a
is?
clarification.
No, I have no clue. So this is kind of an issue because this is something that pertains to my department, my executive authority, and I have
Your
no clue
executive-
what's going on here.
Oh.
What seems to be
So-
the issue?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, do you, what's the issue that was inconclusive? I don't understand.
Yeah, I've heard nothing.
Regarding auditing,
Okay,
the original question that came to us is whether auditing was enabled or not, and the administrative actions were audited. And we've found that it was not enabled.
okay.
It was enabled at the beginning of last month, and
So
from
it's
then
last month.
on, everything is being audited within the Microsoft 365 environment.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right.
Is this related to the whole like tinfoil hat conspiracy that I'm going through people's emails?
Tinfoil Act conspiracy.
That's what it is, frankly.
Oh, that's
It's
what you're
ridiculous.
calling it.
All right,
All right.
Rich, do you have
Rich,
anything?
Your turn.
Well, if it's a tinfoil conspiracy, Austin, I don't think you'd have any problem then supplying us with the audit logs for all of that.
I can get
I'd
the
like to
audit
go back
logs,
to
totally okay.
2023, actually,
If I can get them, you can have them.
if you can get them.
If you can get them.
Well,
Well, I
who's-
don't have
who's-
administrator access anymore,
You're,
so.
you're sitting here telling him that he doesn't understand. I don't understand either. Who's in charge of turning that on? You said it was on. Who was in charge of turning it back off?
He said it was off by default.
He
That's what
said
you
it was
said.
off
I thought you said
last
it was
month.
on and then it was off. You guys had it turned on when you initially migrated the emails over. So how did it get turned off? It automatically turned off?
Oh my gosh. It
Well, you
was
can
always-
laugh all you
I-
want, Austin.
It's
It's not- it's
hilarious,
not
Rich.
funny.
It's frankly, it's
Let's-
hilarious.
Let's calm down.
Hmm. I thought you said it was.
Yeah, and he said it was earlier.
Okay. Okay, so this is the first I'm hearing of that. I do know that there was some concerns about, I think originally there was concerns about who was the administrator for it, and I think we got that answered the very next day. Tom had called me, and so they're, for no charge, they're taking over the administrative functions Monday through
Well, I know
Friday.
they're taking it.
Regular time, they provided a number to call if anybody has a problem with getting in access to anything. And I think the last time there was an issue with the contract had to specifically not go past the time of our term. I believe that's been fixed now and stuff like that, so, to
And
my
this
kno-
has literally, what's being discussed here has no bearing on that whatsoever.
Understand, got it.
Yeah.
So,
We understand.
my come on now. So, it looks to me, everything that we've asked publicly, it looks like it's been resolved. And if there's some kind of auditing feature now, so auditing is happening right now, so they're, okay. I don't know anything about any kind of investigation or something like that that needed to be done. I guess we can
Yeah,
talk
I didn't
about that
either.
if it needs to be, but I don't know anything about that. So, if anybody does anybody have anything else, regarding to the contract? Because we want to make sure that we can get this signed and approved and all that good stuff, so we can move on. Does anybody have any questions?
Maybe it's a
about-
tinfoil hat thing here,
It
but it
is.
looks to me on these
Tinfoil.
bills here that it says 6/29/26 to 7/6/26. It looks as if they've been paid, no? So if the contract, you put in your email that they're done before, we need to hurry up and pass this, like, we were running out and the city was gonna be left open for terrorists or something. How did they get paid here anyway? So we should still be under contract, or they're still protecting our computers, no?
You were still billing, you bill a month.
Okay.
That contract didn't end until 30th of June. So you're billed in June for June. You haven't been billed for July, you're married to the contract.
Okay,
We still got you under billing. And we have our software installed, we're still operating, with the understanding that
we appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay.
Appreciate that. very
Anybody have
much.
anything else?
So the bill would be due on 8/6 for this time here, right?
we're still gonna get a bill for July.
Yeah,
Functioning, we're still back, we're still doing everything that we did.
yeah, I agree.
We're gonna take it, instead of going a full year, we're only gonna do a 10-month, which will take it to,
I guess what I'm trying, we haven't missed coverage. We haven't missed our payments. We haven't missed any coverage. I don't know who's huffing and puffing, but.
It's me.
Well, can you stop? I didn't do it to you.
Let's lower the
Doesn't
temperature.
matter. They
We're-
shouldn't do
we're
it
talking
at all.
about
They're
computer
calling us
services.
conspiracy
We're
theorists.
not talking about terrorists or anything like that. We're talking about,
Correct.
Okay.
Do we have access to that contract? The other commissioners, or no?
It's on the computer.
Yeah.
it's in the drive.
It's been in
Okay.
the drive.
It's in the drive.
Yep. All right, anything else? If there's no other questions, can we get a motion?
Yes, I will motion that we approve the proposal for computer services with Connecting Point as presented.
Can I get a second?
So when you say hardware, what, you mean, we are approving the server, the backup, their service,
They
I
can
assume.
explain it.
Yeah,
They
it's
know it
their-
better than me.
It's their care for their backup services,
Right.
their, whatever.
what we do is we provide you guys with, antivirus protection, patching, security patches, updates. We try to verify that you guys are rebooting your systems out either to fix it or do it remotely. And that's all gonna be covered underneath that plan. It's always been that way, but now we've added the 365 administration at no additional cost to those fees.
Previously to Microsoft 365, was Connecting Point the administrator of Network Solutions account?
I don't think so.
No.
They never were.
No, it was just Becky, I think.
Becky and whoever else,
We had nothing to do with the plan.
Okay.
that's
All we
where the
did
issue
is
was.
we had the equipment, software, patching, help desk, so if you guys have issues or problems, contact us, and that's all part of your
For the purposes of the email migration, I was granted consent access to migrate the emails from Network Solutions to Microsoft 365.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for that clarification, guys.
So going forward, will you have that information then? You'll see who's accessing emails or no?
I contacted Network Solutions regarding auditing of their email system, and they were not prepared to respond.
What does that mean?
They didn't have any answers.
Oh,
But I believe what he's asking is from now on, you will have access to that and know where everything's going.
We will have audit access for 365.
There you go.
Okay.
There's your answer.
thank you.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Is there any other questions?
I'd just like to note that, again, this wasn't an issue last year, and there's something really funny about it being an issue this year. So,
You know what?
I don't think it's
I don't know why
funny at
these
all.
questions weren't
Funny.
asked last year, but
Okay. There is a motion. Was there a second? Okay. Motion dies to lack of a second. So before I move on,
Well-
let me ask you here, okay?
Is everybody-
What are we gonna do then if we're not approving this? I mean, I don't know what other questions there are. Is somebody saying they wanna go to a different service for computer services? I think we're relatively satisfied with the services that they've provided. They've increased the number of services for no cost even for us.
we seem to have a lot of experts up here, so.
Well, just,
Well,
let's try to
yeah,
be, let's
you-
try to be constructive.
Really?
All right,
Come
let's
on.
try to be constructive.
I'll
I'd
ask
like to go-
this.
I'd
Does
like to go
council
around
have-
the room. Does somebody have something different that they would like to propose? Because if the option is not to approve this, we need an alternative option. Okay? So I'll go around the room. Austin?
No.
I'm trying to digest, and I probably was gonna second it, but a minute ago, but you started
You're
talking.
fine.
So, okay.
I don't know how, Pat, do you know how long you're supposed to wait before, because I don't want to wait so long and
As
then like.
long as you want.
Oh, okay, all right. All right, I guess I'm still waiting then. How about
Try
that?
it again, Jason.
Go ahead, Hillary.
It's in the
It's,
drive.
it's in the
Yes.
drive. I've seen it. Yes, sir.
On the bottom of that proposal, tells you exactly what it's covering. So it's what covering the computer equipment, which is the physical equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and the software that's on it, Windows, which is the operating system. It's covering the equipment on-site and remote. It's covering, emergency, you guys give an emergency status, not 24/7, but emergency status, so if you contact us, we're normally within a 15-minute time period, we'll jump on it. We're gonna monitor all that, we're gonna update it all, we're gonna monitor your backups. The server backs up to an appliance, that appliance goes to another location, we monitor the backups that go along with that. It provides the EDR, which is the endpoint detection, which is the antivirus protection, and the updating of that, and the support of that. Monthly technical remote visits, quarterly reviews, all the hardware, the software, the labor covered under our warranty, not the manufacturer's warranty, but our warranty. And then we're adding that 365. The only thing we did, it's only on this, is adding the 365. Everything else we've been doing for the past 3 years. Nothing has changed other than adding the 365.
Appreciate that.
And to clarify, previously, they were not in charge of global
Right.
administration.
But now
when
they
it was
will be.
Prior,
Nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so there was a motion. I guess I'll continue. Is there a second?
I'll
Okay.
second the motion.
Well, I was
Okay.
gonna ask.
Thank you.
Go ahead, do you have a
Do
question?
you have another follow-up question?
Well, yeah.
Then
Is
please,
that okay
please
with
ask. I don't want.
Is every, okay. I'll wait until you're done.
No, please, if you have a question, this is what this is for. Before
It
you
should
make
be,
a
yes.
motion on a roll call vote, if there is somebody that has a question on something, I wanna make sure that they have the opportunity to ask it.
Okay, I understand from now on you're gonna take over the administration part of it. I'm fine with that. Is everybody else fine with that?
Yes.
Yes.
And I agree with you, Hillary. I was gonna second it too before you said that, but. Rich?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Okay, all right, roll call, please.
Baldridge,
Aye.
Cullinan,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye. Thank you.
Moyle,
Aye.
Curran.
Aye. Connecting Point, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate you guys' continued stellar service, so.
Yes.
Sorry for any difficulty, pain points, but we really appreciate it. Thank
Yes,
you.
sorry.
C, discussion and possible action on Walnut Street infrastructure improvements. McDermott.
Okay, this is, have to do with the TIF, as well as the other one, this one following it. What we need to know is we need to know where exactly, how the council wants to proceed with this. What would you want done? What would you want to see done? I mean, there's only so much TIF, there's only so much you could spend. Do we want the city to do this? Do we want this to go to a board to see about approval or anything else? Okay?
In the lieu of time.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that we talked about this before, and
Right.
I think you had concurrence from the board that everybody thought it was a
Right.
good thing to do. But
They-
you were going to put forth a couple of proposals of how much to spend on and for what service.
See, if I don't know the specifics, what people want, I can't really give you estimate. I mean,
I think what we talked about was that it was going to be for the water line replacements for the lead line stuff and the associated electrical infrastructure under those same sidewalks. Because if you're
Okay.
gonna tear the sidewalks up, I
Right.
think that's what it was.
but how far do you want to go? Do you want to do a block at a time, or do you want to do X amount of money up to so much, or what?
Well, I would get an estimate, because I don't know what we're talking here. Are we talking?
See what
we
I'm saying,
talking-
Ross? It's kind of a,
More is about, other, like, aesthetic improvements,
Well,
repaving.
what are we
replacing
looking
water.
at?
I guess what I need to be able to provide you guys is estimates for how much would this cost approximately. I need to know the scope of what do you wanna do with Walnut? You know, do you want to just replace lead lines and be done? Do you want to replace lead lines, do the electrical work? Do you wanna redo all new sidewalks, ADA sidewalks with railings and make it like a streetscape? What other utilities do we wanna look at replacing? That's kind of more
How
big
much,
picture, what do you
yeah,
guys want?
how much in detail?
Well,
That would help us put together better budget numbers.
at a minimum, I believe it was, that we, correct me if I'm done saying anything wrong here, but at a minimum, it was all the water lines, and associated lead lines, and then any of that old electrical infrastructure that was down on, like where the streetlights are and stuff like that. As far as other aesthetics, we didn't really talk about that, but I would think that the sidewalk, if you're gonna tear the sidewalk apart, putting in nice sidewalk, that's obviously ADA compliant. To me, those would be the minimum to do. I know there has been some discussions, I don't know if it was from this council necessarily, but I know there's been some outside push to try to get new light poles, but I think we looked at that at one point in time, and I think like 5-6 years ago, it was over $500,000 just for the light poles themselves. So I don't know if that's something we want to mess with. That would more than exhaust all of our TIF.
And we don't need you guys to pick out every little detail of what you want, but I more need to know, okay, what part of Walnut are we talking? Are we talking from here all the way down to the bridge? Are we talking from here all the way to 39, or just to Columbia? Those kinds of.
So we did talk a little bit about that, because specifically what we brought up was the TIF. So the
Yeah.
TIF is, it is all of Walnut Street. So, but because there's more lead lines, obviously, in the further south part of town, that part still have to get done at some point in time. So I think what we talked about was all of Walnut that was affected.
And this, and honestly, this is probably where Magnus head with this is, honestly, what do you wanna do beyond the lead service and the electrical stuff? If you know you wanna do that, that's the stuff that needs to happen first, because that's gonna tear up sidewalks, tear up roadway. It seems like it kinda morphed into, okay, then what do we wanna do to improve Walnut Street? What are you guys?
You know, there's so many things on this agenda. I was thinking about this. Maybe we need to have ourselves one of those working meetings and stuff, so we can do that.
That would be great.
I would recommend working on those minimum things that we know we all need to get done. And then if you had like a design plan or something like that, I think we should have a working meeting and we can talk about that to see, hey, this is how much this is gonna cost for the minimum of this. If we wanted to do something, I don't even know what the next phase would be of something, how much would that cost in addition? That way, a discussion can be made at more of an open meeting type thing like that.
You good with that?
Absolutely.
If you guys want to designate two people to kind of head it up, then it could be a during working hours thing, or if you want full council involved, working.
Well, the
that's
two
good.
people, in my opinion, should be, we got a street commissioner and electrical
Yep.
commissioner.
And that's got the,
That's
basically
kinda
the
where I'm
ball,
headed is,
if we do that
And,
right.
and once again, we're not making a decision, we're really
Yeah.
thinking, well, what's the overall scope? What do you wanna see? And this doesn't even really take into effect the funding, or how much of it you do at a time.
Yep.
That can all be talked about later, but I just need better direction on what do you want this to look like in general?
Okay. Do you think that makes sense to
Yeah.
approach? to
Well,
get-
I'd be all for a working meeting, or you can get a hold of Rich and
I think
hash it out.
between
figure it out.
Mac and Rich having an initial thing come together of what the initial things were, and then we can do a working meeting with any of these other type of improvement projects we want to talk about. I think it'd be a good idea to get all these kind of lined up and have an open meeting about something like that. Can do that on a Tuesday night or Thursday night or whatever, so. All right, anybody else have anything on this topic they want to chat about?
I did reach out to Herb Klein, because the request came at the last meeting to determine how much money might be available in the TIF fund for this project.
Okay.
There you go.
Herb did not know what the current balance in your TIF fund was. I thought maybe Jen would check on that.
Yep, it's approximately 865,000.
And your increment for this year, after paying the responsibilities under intergovernmental agreements, would be about 227. So you're gonna have just a little over $1 million available in that TIF fund. But of course, that needs to cover anything that might
Okay.
come up, not just this project.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot, but
it's
some big
not
checks
much.
definitely come out of there when things need
And
to
I
be.
know there's been concern about resurfacing the bridge out here
Yep.
too, and using maybe TIF funds for some of that,
That-
so.
Yeah.
That's why I think a working meeting would be really, really smart if we have, okay, here's all these projects and stuff like that, of what do we need? And then talk about how much money do we really have to spend in each one? How do we wanna divvy that up? Or what can we do this year? Or can we give a plan that's laid out for the next 4 or 5 years to get all that stuff?
I think a plan to know where we're going would work best, and probably the work meeting like you're suggesting would work great.
Okay.
Keep in mind that the lead lines, that,
Yes, sir.
it's gonna take a lot of money.
Well, I know it definitely qualifies.
No,
That's-
it qualifies.
That's not even a
It
question.
All of it,
Yeah.
electrical,
I found that
water,
out.
it all qualifies,
There-
sidewalks, it all qualifies.
The only thing I know that's weird
do
is
know.
there might be a percentage split when it comes to water distribution, because we've talked about that before. If the water distribution goes through an area and serves an area that's outside the TIF, but it doesn't mean it's still not gonna get paid for. It just means only a certain percentage of that can be paid for.
Well, even if it's a service, it doesn't affect everybody, because that service is still tied into what you're doing inside water would circulate. And I just wanted to make sure there wasn't some provision where it had to go to a different committee to approve you spending that money.
No.
The council should do this, if that's what they want. Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
That's a good question,
And
though.
then, you know, this doesn't all have to revolve around if you have the money or not. It can be, okay, this is what we wanna do, here's estimates for it, then you can use that as ammo to apply for grants,
Mhm.
apply for different ways to fund it. It's hard to apply for those things before you take these steps to identify what you need.
No, I think it's,
So, it's great to know that the TIF money is eligible and kinda have that sitting there, but it can be a bigger picture.
it'll get used up quickly. I think
Oh.
the
Very.
bridge project alone would wipe it out completely.
Currently,
Right.
we have plans for this block and going
We
from
did at one
Casey's
time.
out to the hotels. I would assume that he
Yeah,
wants
we
to
still
add in
got that.
between here and Casey's as well. Can you, does it cost anything for you to get bids on the bridge through over 39?
That's what we talked about, that federal aid money is gonna be
Yeah.
the best way to pay for that.
Can you get estimates
got,
without?
We already know we've estimated it recently, and it's around $1 million to fix that.
A little over a
That
million.
federal aid money, there's only a handful of streets you can use that money for, and that is one of them. So I think it would be a bad idea to use other money that could be used for anything versus this federal aid money that's gonna be sitting there waiting. Now, that's where we talked about, I had to check what your current balance is, but you get a lot of money every year from that can go towards that fund. What you can do is you can borrow against future allotments. Okay, because you don't have $1 million in there, it's something like.
Is that the STBR?
Um,
STBR fund?
Federal aid is how.
Federal aid.
typically
Right.
So
4 years is
so
4
you can be
years.
Prepared for that next cycle. That was kind of the plan. Once again, spray patching was to bridge the gap until that, until you get to that point. That would be-
And we gotta,
I wanna say. it was
we gotta
20,
reply for that.
But I'd have to look back again. to make sure that's correct.
So can you get us current bids on that? I guess 3 possibly? And,
We're not getting bids.
I mean,
That's
you
not-
can't.
Estimates is all.
We gotta get the
oh,
estimates.
yeah, estimates,
But
okay.
Until we have that money and
Right.
assess it, we can't go out.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I
Our estimates
misspoke.
are hopefully close to
Yeah.
what the bids will be.
And then,
Yeah, if you make a bid, it's
a timeline for the council as far as what that federal thing will be, you can bring back
within 4 years. I can get
the
that.
amount and the time.
I can get that.
All right. Anybody else
Yeah,
have
that'd
anything
be
on this
better.
topic?
I-
Talk to you, so
Go ahead,
that-
I know we talked about it at a previous meeting, but I just think it would be nice, especially with making these decisions. Obviously, I think if we're gonna delegate it to Commissioner McDermott and Commissioner Baldridge, I think that's fine, but it would be nice, though, to have that inventory of everything we have in terms of infrastructure available to us, so we can make and have informed discussions about this stuff. So, I know that's not on the agenda again, but I still think that's something that we should be
We are still
exploring.
in the process of applying for that grant,
Okay.
which would be $40,000 to kick off the
Okay.
EMS program.
Very good.
When I,
To
Yep.
give you that.
when I said delegate, I meant it as to put the initial, not.
Of course.
Not that, hey, this is how we're gonna
Well,
spend the
no,
$4
no, no,
million,"
no,
or
I think
something
that's
like
fine, I have no
that.
problem with it, but I'm just saying, like I said, I think it'd be beneficial just for everybody to have
No,
that information at their
I think it'd be
fingertips.
good to have all these pieces of information for all these other pieces of infrastructure, different possible ways to fund it, and then we can talk about them holistically, not just one item at a
Right.
time, but talk about it in an open meeting that we have, and say, hey, this is what we got. We add it all up, we've got over $4 million worth of things to get done. The pile of cash is only this
Sure.
big, and this is what's coming in to replace it. How do we wanna slice it? That discussion.
That's it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Hillary, do you have anything to add to that?
Nope.
Mac, anything else?
Would everybody want a working meeting, or
Well, I
are
would,
we going to do that?
I think it's a great
first?
idea, but I think you need to get some information first about,
Right.
after you guys put together a
All right.
potential plan, or
Okay.
selection of plans.
All right,
And a better use of time to have
right.
something, a starting
Something.
point.
Yeah, we need something to look at. That was my only thing with all these things on here. I'm like, I don't have anything to even look at with them.
No,
So,
we don't.
okay, anybody have anything else on this topic? Moving on. D, discussion and possible action on using TIF for Walnut Street infrastructure improvements. McDermott, probably the same thing, but go ahead.
Well, this is, the, lead line service, and, we sent the agreement. I just sent it out to everybody. I believe that's what I just sent.
So that's an item coming a little later, so back to
Right.
the lead service line discussions we've been having. I think plan A should be that the city finds their own internal funds to pay for that, in general. What MAC has been trying to identify, when used TIF funds, be number one. And then number two, it's gonna come up later, to talk about still applying to IEP's loan program for lead service line replacement. That's kind of a, I don't wanna call it plan B, but it's great if you get that money. It's a relatively small cost to apply for that money. It's a competitive program, so you're not guaranteed to get it, but it would be a 0% interest loan over 4 years.
My only concern with the IEPA lead line service loan is I'd want to make sure that it doesn't affect or impact our loan forgiveness that we've been trying to,
It does not.
It's
a totally
different.
separate
will not touch that?
pot of money.
Okay.
Separate program.
As long as it does not impact that, because my goal is to continue to get more and more of that forgiveness as much as we can.
Yep, no, it would
Okay.
not impact that.
It doesn't impact it at all.
Okay. All right. Anybody have anything else on this topic? I think it's the same thing as before, put together a plan for us all, and this is another great item to add to a working
All right.
meeting.
And the
Thanks.
thing is that sounds like the TIF money is where there's lead service lines in the TIF
Right.
district, it sounds like it'd be an eligible activity.
For Walnut it would be, but for the
For Walnut.
residential ones, that would not work for that.
Right.
Okay. E, discussion and possible action on EPA lead service loan program. McDermott.
Well, that's the one we were just talking about.
Same
we've
thing?
already- That's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's it, that's it, you're fine. The, deal on Walnut Street and this are the same for the lead line. We'll try to do this during a working meeting, okay? All right.
I think that sounds great.
Basically, that's it.
Anybody have anything else? All right, 10, new business. A, discussion and possible action on tentative appropriations ordinance. Cullinan.
Okay, so in front of you, you should have two things. You have this here, which says City of Oglesby Appropriation Ordinance, all funds year ended April 30th, 2026. So this is what Becky had drawn up last year for an appropriation. So just to review, an appropriations ordinance establishes what we have the statutory authority to spend. And so it's obviously something that we have to pass yearly, just like any organization has to have a budget yearly. However, on this sheet here, you have a second sheet. This is this proposed appropriations that Jen put together this year. It does say appropriations budget, but then it also has a working budget on it. So the difference between those two things is you would have the statutory authority to spend the appropriations, but the working budget is kind of what we'd be aiming to spend. You can see, if you look to the left of where it says appropriations budget, it shows you what the current year budget is. So based off of this right here. And so if you cross-reference this, those numbers will match up. And then you can also see what we actually spent, or on the first page, I should note this, on the first page, since this isn't broken up as well as this is, on this first page, a lot of these are revenues as opposed to expenditures. And so, for instance, when you see property tax, it says budgeted 305,907. We actually took in 305,578, and so roughly,
Okay.
it's almost entirely accurate. But the actuals, what we actually either brought in or what we spent. Most of the stuff on here is expenditures, and then the budget is what I think what the appropriations was set at last year, because I don't think Becky did a budget, she just did an appropriations for last year. So some numbers in here are obviously going to be different based off of different departmental needs that were given to Jen on the worksheets. So, I mean, you've had the chance to review it. If anything stands out to you and you have any questions on it, you can do that. But what we need to do, I believe it was at the first meeting last year in July, we placed an appropriations ordinance on file. We essentially need to do the same thing now. So she did note that the event stuff is on a separate thing, and that is also something that was put into the city council SharePoint folder. So I can also put that up here if you want to see that, because I did not print it out. So that's all I got.
Okay. Hillary, do you have anything?
Couple things. For the fire, it was requested to increase the fire budget for salaries to 87.6. We need to increase that. When I get to my commissioner report, I'll give you all the statistics, but the call volume has gone up considerably. Building maintenance was decreased. It was 15, now it's 8. And the problem is, we just replaced the air conditioner, that was 6, so there's issues with the garage door opener, and we don't wanna necessarily go over a lot of the amount here. The fire engine has been a discussion for a couple of years, which is a huge amount, and, I mean, putting $1.2 million on the appropriations would be a big hit, but, we need to start looking, because our oldest engine is 27 years old. And the build time is about 3 years before you even receive it, so it would be 30 by the time we even get it. So something to consider on that. For the ambulance, let's see. For the ambulance, similar thing with building maintenance because of the HVAC system. Everything's getting older, everything's getting more expensive. Vehicle maintenance probably on our ambulance needs to be increased because we're doing small fixes. I'm afraid something large is gonna happen. And, let me see. I think that's my major ones, so.
Okay.
I'll get them changed and then
Yeah.
send them to you for.
McDermott? Do you have anything?
I'm still reviewing. Nah,
I can circle back. Baldridge?
Yeah, it's fine.
I have no intention of passing this tonight if there's any importance in that, but I would like for my department heads to take a look at this and make sure that everything's appropriate for them.
Okay.
I'd like to do the
I'll
same.
come back to you, Mac. My two things with it is, one, I had a hard time kind of reviewing it a little bit. My understanding is it was a print off from Cassell directly.
I think it was exported from Cassell into
Yeah.
a Excel spreadsheet.
Oh, So I think the way I've seen it in the past, I think it was
Is this-
exported to, yeah, it was in a different, well, there's.
I think Becky has like a workbook.
There's a different
Yeah.
one, because what it does is it puts the columns of like columns next to each other. It's much easier to read.
I'll look through and find it.
I struggle going through this a little bit, because you have to jump the columns
Yeah.
to see because what I'm looking for is, what are the spikes?
Right.
Right? I'm trying to raise flags for anything that might have spiked or anything like that. If nothing spiked, then it's
Sure.
pretty normal. And it's very difficult to read like that. So if there's a way that, and I know that we're
Yeah,
just putting it on file tonight, that's fine. Because one of them I had some questions about, one was there's one that's miscellaneous expenses. It looked like it went all the way to 150, but I think it was probably a reading error.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the other columns, I understand that. So I would highly recommend if we could print that, or however it was presented in the last time, it's much easier to read, to look through, because it's a lot of data and a lot of pieces. The other thing with events, I see that events is just listed there. One of the things, because this was a complaint that came from the council, there was several members that complained saying, hey, who's approving what? How are we approving this? So I'd prefer if there was a way that we could subdivide the events of what ones they are, if that's possible. If it's
Yeah.
not and we have to do it as a sub thing, we can, but then it would give the argument of council members saying, well, who's technically approving that then?
Right.
So if there's a way to do it, that'd be great.
Doesn't the addendum kind of do that already?
Is that an official addendum, or is that just a working document that we have?
I mean, I guess it's not reflected in this.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's a
But-
working document we
yeah.
have, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
you're just putting yourself subject to council members
Sure,
saying, I'm
sure.
still not approving it.
I can, the problem that we'll have is there's some of the things for some of the, not the Summer Fun Fest, but some of the things don't have exact line items, so
Can't
I'll
you-
have to.
Can't you
kind of-
add more? Like, if you
Yeah,
put
I
them
can
all at
add.
the end, just
Yep.
add new line
Yep,
for those?
yeah, I can make that work, but that's
appreciate
the
that.
only thing we'll have to do is just add some of those, so it'll be a little different,
I mean,
but.
we'd probably be able to just throw them in the original thing.
Yeah.
Even if they are too
Yep.
broad, the addendum would clarify what
Yeah, we can do that
exactly.
I mean, if we have to do that, we can, but
Yeah.
I'd prefer not. I'd rather just be seen by everybody.
So maybe I'm misunderstanding here, but I was told that if it's on here and we pass this appropriations, that basically the council had agreed to it. Commissioner Moyle just brought up a good point there, the $1.2 million for a fire truck. When that gets added, is that automatic? Can she go ahead and order that after
So I
that?
didn't get a
No.
chance to
How's
finish.
this working?
I
Why
didn't
is
get a
it
chance to
okay for
finish
that?
yet, so let me finish that. So the next thing I was gonna talk about is, Hillary, so with the, your fire truck, what I would recommend is we do something similar to what we started with the wastewater treatment plant. We started preloading that fund by putting so many transfers of money towards it each, so instead of appropriating for the full 1.2 million, you might appropriate 250,000, 300,000 or something like that. And then that builds a bank on that. That's what we did. That's how we rolled into the, when we had to do the unfortunate thing of raising the water rates 7 years ago. A lot of that funding had rolled into, for that, so we kept that for a reason. That's be my recommendation.
That's what I meant.
Yep.
We need to start investing in the
Yep.
future because
Yep.
it takes 3 years to build out
Yep,
anyway.
as long as we make a specific fund for that then.
To answer Rich's question, and
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, but the appropriations gives the council the authority to spend X number of dollars on something, so like a $1.2 million fire truck. But
Exactly.
the individual purchase still needs to be approved by the
Approved
council
by
if it's
the
over
council.
$25,000.
But it hasn't been.
Yeah.
I was told that it was approved when we passed the appropriations. I know I didn't misunderstand that then.
It was approved for the council to spend that money, not for any commissioner to spend that money unilaterally.
And so a fire truck on here for $1.2 million, if it's on this paper, we pass this appropriation, she's allowed to spend $1.2 million.
No, she needs
No,
council
she's not.
approval.
She needs to come back to the council and get approval, Rich.
So I'd like for someone to get me the date of when we approved $120,000 for the Summer Fun Fest, please.
Well, again, it was not all spent in one lump sum.
That's called staggering again.
Okay, well, I guess you stagger when you buy paper
Rich,
too, and staples,
I
and
don't know what
office
to tell you.
supplies.
I just said something to the clerk so we can actually try to make sure we get it in there for a specific line item for you, so that way that problem is answered for the future, right? Because I think this is how it's been handled in the city for the last 30 or 40 years.
Just because that's how they did it doesn't mean it's right.
Commissioner Baldridge, I completely agree with you. I do. And we're resolving that by making sure we get line items specifically in for the for the appropriations for that.
I do have one thing to note, though. It was an area of concern for me when I was
hold on, before you, I
Sure.
wanna make sure I go
Sure.
back to.
That's fine. Yep.
Mac didn't get a chance yet. Mac, go ahead. Do you have
Well, I
anything?
think that we should let the department heads look it over and make sure they're compliant with it. You got the fire truck you want to put on there, right? We need the Fun Fest put on there. Maybe we should table this until the next meeting, or is that possible?
We
You
need-
can't really do that,
It needs to
Mac.
be placed on file.
It
Nothing's
needs to
being
be
approved.
placed on file by the 10th of this month in its final form, so that it can be adopted at your July 20th meeting, because the law says you have to adopt your appropriation ordinance during your first fiscal
Okay.
quarter, which ends at the end of July. So if you don't take it up on July 20th, you could call a special meeting between the 20th and the end of the month, but this needs to be approved between now and the end of the month.
So we asked about
with
this
the
being on time.
incorrections,
We were told that
One
that's
at a
how
time,
they did it
one at
last
a time,
year.
please. Please.
okay, with
Please
things
go
that
ahead,
need to be
finish.
done, it sounds like we're gonna have to do a special meeting then, to get it done right, correct?
Well, I
No,
would
right or
suggest that I get the ordinance ready, and that you guys work on getting the numbers ready and share them with whoever needs to look at them, so that we can have that ordinance available in final form for public inspection by the 10th, which is at the end of this week.
Wow.
What
And I also want to note that this was put in the drive on the 26th of June, so there is plenty of time to go through it with your department heads.
Okay.
I beg to differ, but
Okay, well,
I think there was plenty of
Can't
time
argue with the
since
calendar, Rich.
last year to
Okay.
go ahead and have this ready too. And you told me before that
Okay.
we were waiting on it.
how
so-
many days ago was June 26th?
Gentlemen,
How many days ago was
Well,
April?
gentlemen,
Hold on.
We approved
gentlemen,
it in July last
one at
year.
a time. All right,
guys.
I do have one
ahead.
additional concern, though, that I'd like to voice, and
please.
that pertains to salaries and also insurance. As people might know or might not know, the city is probably over a year and a half out of a union contract for both of our unions. And so one of the things that I want to make sure in this appropriations is that if any sort of back pay is involved, that's factored into the equation. And I'm not necessarily sure right now that it is. So that's something that we have to consider, but it's very difficult because we don't really have an idea of when that contract's going to be closed and what it's going to look like. So
We do.
Yeah.
something to know.
Unfortunately.
Okay, couple things with this, so here's my 2 cents, with it is, we get it on file today. Any recommendations of any changes, I would highly recommend sending that other exported file, so it's easier to see, and then we give you feedback on stuff like that. Whatever changes you wanna send, if you wanna get it over to, Pat, that way there's a chance to get something. Everybody had all their inputs and everything like that, and we have something, and it's technically in by the 10th, so that way we have something that we potentially could approve on the 20th. If there still continues to be a problem with it, we can make a change there, and then have a special meeting at the end of the month. Hopefully, we don't have to do that then. That would be my recommendation. With your other thing, I would make a special line item maybe that has a percentage increase and just call it,
Back pay.
like a back pay thing, whatever it's going to be, right? Whether that, because we don't know what the contract's gonna come out to be for the average or whatever, I would put it at a number that we think is at least a little bit higher than what it possibly could be, so that way we have an appropriated amount for it and we're good to go.
Sure.
Okay. Did anybody have any, I know I was trying to control conversations, we'll just go around. Do you have anything else,
I might have, but it wasn't super pressing.
Hillary?
I did send this to my department head, so I really feel like it was very snarky. You were like, you had all this time. I did. I got feedback today,
Okay.
so here I am
Well,
presenting
I
it.
wasn't so much talking to you, Hillary, so, I mean,
Oh, we're singling it
if
out.
there's something wrong on there with yours, then, I
Okay.
mean, I don't know anything about it, but I was more so, pushing back against Rich's argument that, like, this was just thrown on him last second, which it wasn't, so.
Okay. All right, Mac?
Well, I believe last time we had joined in with our department heads to come up with a basic guideline of where we were at, but we didn't this time, Austin. That's what I believe
You
Rich
did
is
submit
getting at.
worksheets, or you should have,
Well, last
I
year we
wasn't,
did meet
I wasn't there.
Becky with all
With
of
Becky,
her-
it was,
but you did submit a worksheet this year for each of your departments.
I didn't get any work.
I didn't get one.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I had
Okay.
to ask.
I see
Thank
that.
you.
You
Rich,
saw?
you got anything?
Yeah,
You
email.
get to see.
There's an email that came out.
Oh, I wasn't on that.
It came out maybe like a month before, it says submit these worksheets.
It was
or something.
I probably sent it in March,
You've got the
March.
completed worksheets, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That part, I can't answer that. I don't know.
They just
That's
turned
'cause
them in
they're
to me.
in
I
there.
don't, you guys didn't see them. I
Yeah.
just turned them in and
Yeah.
did my stuff.
Okay, we're still going around. Rich, did you have anything?
No, I won't step
Okay.
down.
It's all right.
All right, well, let's at least get this on file then, so there's a chance that we could get and then does anybody have any concerns with what I laid out of how we can do that? Give any feedback, input, to Jen? After Jen gets everybody's input on something like that, she'll put something in front of, Pat. Pat will put it in a form, by the 10th, and that way, whatever we have on the 20th, if it's great, problem solved. If it's not, we can go forward. Anybody have an issue with that solution?
Sounds fine to me.
Perfect. Can we get a motion to place it on file?
I will motion that we place the appropriations ordinance as presented on file.
But it shouldn't be as presented, what the.
As
expected-
amended.
As-
As
As
amended.
amended.
Sure.
Yes.
With the potential to amend on
Well,
file.
I know, it's going to get amended. I mean,
got-
it's
at-
gotta be
At the
amended.
very least, the
But
summer
it's
fun
not
fest
amended
stuff's gonna get
currently, so I
amended.
don't exactly know how to make that motion, but
Yeah.
what would be the correct wording, Pat?
To be amended by the
Sure,
10th.
perfect.
Boom, perfect.
I will motion that we place the presented appropriations ordinance on file with the understanding that it'll be amended by
By the
ninth-
10th.
By the 10th.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Goldrich.
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Moyle.
Aye.
Curran.
Aye. B, discussion and possible action on the evaluation of lift station McDermott.
Okay, now this one here, we don't have everything at this time. I'll give a report at the next meeting on this, all right? Because we got some other things that came up.
So you have no other discussion item for it, basically?
I'm gonna table it for now. We'll have that at
You
the
want to
next
officially
meeting.
table it, or just, there's no discussion for it right now? You
Well,
want to make a motion to table?
I gotta make a motion to table until the
Second.
next meeting.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Moyle.
Aye.
Curran.
Aye. C, discussion and possible action on the removal and replacement of the storm sewer McDermott.
Okay, now I've been asked by several people, even on this council, what this is about. It's remove and replace existing damaged 36 storm sewer. At the wastewater treatment plant, they were digging up and they found a sewer line that has been damaged. They're looking at replacing it or going through to a certain amount. Now, there's gonna have a roadway over top of it, so we're gonna have to reinforce it, okay? We're looking at $19,458. I know I could approve this, but it being a wastewater treatment plant, I thought everybody should know. And if the board wants to approve it, that's fine, or whichever way you wanna do this. But being transparent and everything else, everybody needs to know.
My only question with this, is it related in any way, shape, or form to the actual wastewater treatment project that's happening down there? Because if it is, you might just be able to roll that into the project then.
Well,
That's what you
that's what it is. It's just, I gotta prove $19,458 for it.
You have a fund for that, right?
Yeah.
There's already,
It's there.
That would be covered under the
Mhm.
loan.
Yep.
What the contractor found is that there is an existing storm sewer down there that was installed 15, 20 years ago. And, they had to work upstream and downstream of it, but not on the pipe itself. And when they inspected that sewer, they found that a portion of it is partially collapsed and there's a hole in it. It's one of these ADS plastic,
Yeah, it's
sewers,
shot.
like a drain pipe that you normally see. Anyway, the problem is that right now, the portion that's damaged is not underneath the roadway, it's just off the side of the road.
Okay.
With the project, the plan will be that's gonna be the new access into the plant, there'll be more pavement, and that portion will be underneath the road. So I think, first of all, I do believe it needs to be addressed, which I strongly recommend that it be addressed now while they have the equipment out there.
The temporary road, right? The temporary road?
No, it'll be a permanent road.
Into the plant.
Oh, okay, the new entrance drive, okay.
Right.
Well, obviously, you want to fix it before you lay any concrete.
Right, so the question becomes, it's about a 100-foot run of pipe. You replace that whole run, which more of that run will be underneath the roadway. or do you just try to repair that section that's damaged? This would be to replace that entire line. I would recommend that because the fact that it's damaged this early into its life tells me that it probably was installed improperly. It wasn't vetted properly, and so that caused it to be damaged. There is, if anyone asks, there is no signs of it, of the contractor causing this damage. It does appear when I looked at it that it was already that way. That was my first thought.
Okay.
Is, you know, they hadn't driven over it or anything. So it does appear to be a pre-existing issue. But because it does affect the plant, and the project, it can be rolled into the line. So my recommendation is to replace that whole line. You could go for a cheaper option just to patch that portion, but you're just throwing a Band-Aid on it. And then you're risking, if that same thing happens under the new pavement we're gonna put in, it's gonna be a lot more expensive to do.
What's the difference in the cost between the patch and the full thing?
I don't have a number for it, but you're probably talking less than $10,000.
Okay, because my only concern was if it would take you out of the contingency amount or something like that.
No, either way, it's well within the contingency you guys have right now.
Well, that'd be my recommendation, especially if it's under 20,000, then you
Right.
can just approve.
The thing we gotta look at is this. We can put a Band-Aid on it. Eventually, down the road, maybe we'll have to tear that road up and replace the pipe that's underneath the road, if we don't fix it all at one time.
I think we're all in agreement to do it the right way,
Right.
so I would.
Thank you very
And
much.
especially if you can roll it into the EPA loan. The more you can roll into that, the more
Right.
we can hopefully get a percentage of that forgiven anyways.
But to be
So-
transparent, I thought I'd at
No,
least
thanks.
bring it up
Sounds
to
good.
everybody.
All right, anybody have anything
All
else on
right.
this topic?
No.
And that's it.
All right, nothing, we'll move on. D, discussion and possible action on the addition of water service to the existing facility water plant McDermott.
Okay, just letting everybody know, they needed, add water service to the existing water plant, okay? It was $14,955. I've already gotten this done. We had to do it, but transparency once again, it was $14,955. And that got rolled in. We had to fix that one right away. Didn't have no choice, it had to be done. All right?
Okay, are you just informed, is this just,
That's
is this
just
just for?
inform.
Just to
Yep.
inform?
And let
Anybody have
people
any
know.
questions on that?
Nope.
All right, thank you much, appreciate it. E, discussion and possible action on creating a special use designation for business opportunities. Curran. Okay.
I bless Pat. Bless me.
Thank you, guys.
What's going on, Pat? Oh, my goodness. Too much
You have
AC.
3 times the road, you make a
Air
wish.
conditioning got you. That's what happens when you take time off work. All right, this is the one item I put on here. So I don't have the perfect solution for this, so let me explain the situation of what happened. Actually, can you bring up I'd love to, that's probably not important. So there is a business an old business downtown. We obviously have like 20 vacant buildings downtown, and anytime a business wants to come in to populate that storefront is a great thing. That's what we want, right? We want retail shops, we want service shops, we want all kinds of stuff like that. Well, this one in particular, this building, it's far down on Walnut Street. It got converted to residential back in 2018 when we redid the zoning for it. And so what a business wanted to come in, they wanted to make it a dog grooming business. I actually think it's perfect for it because it's got a nice big glass window out front. It obviously looks like a business type place, you know, the whole story, doggy in the window, whatever, all that stuff. It'd be great. So they went to go look at it to see if they can do a special use permit. Well, unfortunately for that services, our land development code doesn't allow that. You can't even put a request in for special use. So, because that was the thought process. Let's just get a special use for it. I mean, we did it with the tattoo shop and stuff like that, but for that kind of service, it is not even authorized to make a request for it. So then the only other option would be to change the zoning for the whole thing. The owner of the property does not want to change the zoning of it because, again, it's a business that could come in and maybe the business doesn't last or it doesn't work very long. So they don't want to go through the whole process of doing the zoning. So now we're losing that opportunity to come here. So this is, to me, this is a great example of our own rules are holding us back from a development opportunity, right? Just because of some kind of a piece of paper that says, nope, you can't even put a special use in for that. So I talked about this, what is the best way to do this? I'd love to have the council have the ability to put something in there that says the council can supersede and make a special use for anything they want. Well, that's problematic too, because if you put something like that in there, what the hell's the purpose of having special use codes then if the council can just do whatever the
I
heck
don't
they
think you can
want?
do that, Jason.
So, yeah, so there's problems with that. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to send this to the Plan Commission for them to discuss what would be a text amendment that would give somebody the ability to either make a temporary use or something like that for things that are extraordinary circumstances, things that would not be allowed for. I don't know the best way to do something like that. You don't think there's a way to even make a text amendment over anything that we can control?
Well, no, you can make a text amendment to your planning code, but we gotta be specific about what it's gonna be, and you can look for recommendations from the plan commission. We have one, maybe two things that we're gonna have a meeting about anyway, so
Yeah.
we can bring this
I
up
think,
then.
I think we need to put it on there, just because, again, I don't know the right answer, but to me, if we have a developer that wanted to come in to put a service that I think everybody would enjoy to have, and the answer is, sorry, we have a rule that says we can't even discuss it. We can't even consider it. That's a rule that we've put on ourselves, that we need to find a way to be able to solve that.
Okay.
Is there a way to rescind the 2018 one? So that it's gone?
The planning
Whatever
code?
it was that's.
Convert
preventing
all,
him from-
well, they took like.
They spent years developing that code, Rich.
Yep, and
I
they
mean, probably
converted a
5.
lot of buildings to either residential or
Commercial.
commercial for different purposes.
I've had 2 people come to me this year about buildings on Walnut Street that are obviously commercial, formerly commercial buildings, that they want to sell. And they're zoned residential now, and because the commercial use has not been used for a continuous period of 6 months, they have no ability to use those for a business, and yet they're completely unacceptable for use as a residence. They're just not set up for it. And the only way to change that is to petition to change the zoning designation of that property, which I have to tell you, the Plan Commission has not been keen on doing.
Yeah.
They made a lot of decisions to change zoning on properties on Walnut Street when that code was set up, and they're trying to stand by it, I think.
Yeah,
That's up to them, and it'll ultimately be up to you if they make a decision you don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't wanna obviously unravel all the work that people have done to try to benefit stuff like that, though, but when, there are situations that come up, like if a business wants to come in town and we have a rule that's preventing it, we're getting in our own way. There has to be a workaround for something like that to make us there. So, and I don't wanna put something in there that says unilateral authority that the council can approve whatever, because then you're just opening a can of worms there too. So, I would kick it to them. I have a couple ideas, but I really want to hear what a smarter group of 11 people.
I think I
have
want
to
you to
think.
come to the Plan Commission meeting, Jason.
Okay,
I agree.
all right. We'll go around. Anybody have anything on that? Any concerns about that?
No, I would agree with you. I'm not a believer in strict legalism, and I don't necessarily think we should, be, I don't think we should be handcuffed by our own rules. Obviously, I believe rules exist for a reason, of course, but in extraordinary cases, I definitely do think, if we're the ones making those rules in the first place, we, again, shouldn't be handcuffed by them. So I agree with what you're saying. I'm fine with kicking it to the Plan Commission.
Okay. Hillary?
I assume you guys had a conversation about this before, you and
Actually,
Pat.
this specifically, no.
But is there a better way to do it besides going through the Plan Commission, Pat? Do you have any other
No,
suggestions on?
you're straddled with your development code.
All right,
It specifically says that they should review any text amendment changes to it.
okay.
And it specifically says that use changes cannot be made by variance with the zoning board.
Okay.
So we could say, this property is not allowed for this use, but we want to get a variance to allow it for that use. Forbidden by your zoning code.
Okay.
Only the Plan Commission can grant a special use permit, and then only for the specific categories of special uses that are authorized for that zoning district.
I'd love to have something in there, and again, I'm just spitballing here, but something that says to the effect of, if a special use falls out of the granted permission,
I understand what you want, Jason.
they can make a recommendation.
And I
for
made
the
a note to
council.
think about it.
Okay,
But I'm not sure we can get there.
okay, all right. Mac,
I agree, it needs to go to the Plan Commission board.
okay. Rich?
I'm not familiar with what they did in 2018, but is it my understanding that they were trying to develop the downtown into residential? Is that what the? what
No,
was
not
their
necessarily.
plan?
First of all, they redid the entire,
City.
the planning, oh my God, what the hell is that? No, Section 14, what the hell is that thing called?
Development code.
Development code. They did the whole development code, and there were certain properties that they said, hey, these are more, this is obviously a commercial area, so these residential properties are gonna go to commercial use now, but they're gonna be under continued use. If they continue.
So they were grandfathered.
So they're grandfathered in as long as they continue to use that way. And then vice versa, in some of the areas that get further away from the downtown area, they converted them from residential to commercial. So, and they, again, because I don't like to Monday morning quarterback people, because if you look at some of these buildings, I look at some of them and I go, well, that's obviously a commercial building.
At one point, I think that was a lawyer's office, wasn't it? So,
I don't know which one you're talking about. Is
The one
it
that
Pam
I think that-
Skvork's old
I thought
office?
so.
Yeah. So, again, I don't want to Monday morning quarterback people, but I look at it now and I go, that's obviously a commercial building. Why'd they do that? But they got people together, they had a plan, they realized that for the future of the city, because they're making a plan for 50 to 100 years from now of how things are supposed to look like and things like that. So that was the plan. And again, our job is to make sure that we're continually allowing great developments and opportunities to come here. So if there's a bad written piece of code, and in this case, I don't want to say it's badly written, but we're handcuffing ourselves when I have to tell a business, sorry, we can't do that. I don't want to have to tell anybody that ever. I want to be the yes man. Okay. Anybody have anything else on this topic? If so, let's, can we get a motion to send it over to the Plan Commission, and their next regular meeting, they can add this as an item?
I'll make a motion that we send it to the Plan Commission for next available meeting.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Moyle. Aye. Curran.
Aye. Number 11, public comment on any topic.
Great stuff, everybody. And, the reason I brought all this tonight is to show you something that I've asked for to be fixed, and it hasn't yet. And so, and Anna down at the library today showed me how to do something I've never done before, and that's hotspot the laptop to the cell phone, because this building isn't accessible to regular people like me. So, and both May's bills to be paid, it goes to this screen.
Yeah, so we'll
And-
fix
and-
that.
And for everybody, it goes to the screen that it wants a password for these people up here. It's probably already programmed into your
Yeah.
computer, so it lets you in, and you don't see that it's not doing this.
What are you trying to access, sir?
He's trying to access, so there's a,
Both bills to be paid for May of this year, don't show up for us to download.
Did that recently change? Because it used to
no,
work.
so when,
And I was wondering,
Part of
so,
the switch over.
okay, go ahead, Colin.
Thank you. So I was trying to contemplate when we moved things to Office 365, you obviously have the ability to make like folders, and as opposed to having a bunch of individual links listed on our website that we'd have to update, the idea was that we could just dump everything into SharePoint and then share it that way, so you only have to upload it once, which is to SharePoint. However, the sharing permissions, for whatever reason, it didn't work. And so those are just two things that are left over that just need to be fixed. Greg, I was not aware of those two specific things. I was aware
I did
of,
mention to you, and somebody
I
here
think-
took care of a lot of the
yeah.
agendas, minutes, and bills. to be
I took care of the
paid.
agendas and minutes, but I don't remember the bills, so.
Pretty-
I might have misheard
pretty
you.
much everything's been filled in for
Yeah.
this year, except for those two items.
Yeah, I'll
So
fix that
Appreciate that.
ASAP.
Okay.
Also, I sort of think that, I don't know if this is an ordinance that says who does what, or whether it's a memorandum, but it'd be nice to have a webpage that we could go on the city site. Who does what operations in the World Wide Web around here? Who takes care of the city page? Is that what Connecting Points get paid for in the next 10 months? Who does the Facebook page? Who does the Summer Fun Fest page? Who takes care of the fire department, police, and the parks department pages? Who's in charge of each one of them pages? And also, who's your internet service provider? Is it Surf
Surf.
Internet? Is it the fiber optic that's even higher than them as far as the iFiber people? That's a government source iFiber? Or are you using Verizon?
Surf.
Or Comcast?
Surf.
or-
It's Surf.
Do you use Surf in
We
there?
have, we have Surf for internet, we have Verizon for cell phone service.
Okay, all right. And so I can think of 3 providers that are doing services for the city off and on. Kathy Novak, Connecting Point, and MCS. Seems like they show up every now and then. I kind of like to know what those 3 providers are doing inside the city. And the last thing, and then I'm gonna let you all rattle off whatever you want at me. The file downloads. I don't own Microsoft 365. I have gone through a number of computer programs in my lifetime since I got my first computer back in 1985. And I think the city should be putting files in a format that is shareware, not a subscription-based Microsoft 365. Unless you can somehow tell it to let people download the file and read it, not make changes to it, but download it to read only. And that's why I suggested PDFs.
Oh.
Because Adobe Acrobat PDFs have been shareware for a very long time. And I think maybe 50 years from now, it probably still will be.
Greg, I think we already had a conversation about this, and I said I agree with you. Everything on that page is PDF besides those 2 links which we missed.
Not the agenda and the minutes.
The agenda-
No, the agenda is, the minutes are in DocX.
Okay, well, if the minutes are in DocX, then that's something that needs to be fixed. So I could have missed stuff when I went through and corrected it, but no, I agree with you. Everything should be in PDF.
They've been downloaded, so it allows me
Yeah.
to swipe, copy, paste.
Yes, I agree with
And then
you.
put it in a notepad.
I agree with you.
But it loses all the line feeds.
Sure.
And
No, I agree with you.
the last thing, I seen this in the box over there. I haven't seen it available to download yet. Am I missing
It's-
where you
it's on-
guys put it online?
It's on the city's website. If you go to
Okay.
Lifestyle, it's community newsletter.
So you didn't put it in Facebook yet?
It's not put on Facebook. I don't know if that specific one is put on Facebook, but they do post it on
Newsletter?
Facebook. Yes.
Usually posted on there.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Greg, I appreciate you bringing up any concerns that we have that our information's not as accessible out there, so it's definitely something we'll look at, because I mean, our goal is to make sure if we're putting something out there, if only some people can read it because there's an access issue or something, that's a problem, so we'll get that resolved, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Are there any other, public comment on any topic?
You wanna bring yours up? Good.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're the committee that you elected to do OSB 125, and
Thank you.
we respectfully request, we're gonna read a little letter here, I'm nominated, that the 125th Anniversary Planning Committee be tabled until the new city administration takes office next May. As committee members, we volunteered because we care about our community and wanted to help create a memorable celebration. From the beginning, however, we received limited direction regarding expectations, priorities, or budget, so we developed plans based on what we believed would best serve the community. Our request for $18,000 to secure bands and sound services was made because entertainment for events of this size must often be booked well in advance. While we understand the need for fiscal responsibility, no specific budget parameters had been communicated, making it difficult to align our plans with the council's expectations. It was also stated that some members didn't know about the committee, and we found this confusing as you guys appointed us to the committee. Additionally, our meetings have been held at City Hall, and they're open for attendance and participation. We actually were scheduled to have 2 meetings. We had one, and then we did not have the other because we decided we wanted to go this direction. We believe there would be opportunities for ongoing communication and input throughout the process, looking back, presenting our full vision to you before the last meeting and providing you with greater clarity. But immediate priority was securing our entertainment before these opportunities were no longer available. We also recognize that the city has two wonderful, experienced event planners who have great expertise on what they're planning. So we were thinking that maybe it could just be part of the Summer Fun Fest. Why should this be a separate celebration? Why spend more money? Maybe do a parade along with it, which we're happy to help out with. But you have two event planners that do a fabulous job. Summer Fun Fest was wonderful. And rather than taking volunteers, as we know, they're few and far between. But I'm gonna go back to my list. Anyways, that was what we thought. We'll gladly assist with planning and organizing the parade to help build community excitement. Our community has worked diligently in good faith. We value constructive feedback and believe clear communication is essential. After careful consideration, we believe tabling the committee until the new administration takes office is the most appropriate course of action. This will allow future planning to begin with clear expectations, an established budget, and a shared vision. We appreciate the opportunity to serve our community and remain hopeful that Oglesby's 125th anniversary will be a successful celebration through collaboration, transparency, and effective communication.
Thank you.
So, that's all we have. And furthermore, just as a citizen, stepping back, and I've wanted to say this for months, no disrespect to any of you, but the bickering, let's just do our job that we elected you for, because it's just so much things get tabled and bickering, and the community's saying it constantly. So I'm just telling you as a community member, that's where we're at. Thank you.
I'd like to add just one thing. One of the things you led with your whole meeting was thanking everybody. And I was surprised that it didn't get applause from the audience, because that was very positive, and and you just finished up on a celebration. So I think now is the time to give all those volunteers applause.
All right, thank you. Are there any other public comments? Seeing none, we will
One
move.
more. We got one more.
I apologize. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my name's Dave Phillips. I live on Third Street, West Third
Use
Street.
the mic, sir.
And I have a issue with my raw sewage coming into my house. I don't know if any of you had that problem, but I'm here to see if we can get something fixed. I was told there might be some help at City Hall, put a backflow preventer, and I'd like some comment on that. I don't think anybody wants to go through raw sewage in their basements. I don't know if you've had it or not, it's not pleasant. So that's what I'm asking, if there's something here that, I was told there was a program that would cover some of the costs, half the costs, whatever. And, I need to know a little bit about that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay, he actually called me this evening. He's got sewer backup. In January 4th, I guess we were talking about the injectors. It went to the Plan Commission, and I don't think it ever got back. And there's nobody's for sure if it was even got back to us or where we're at on it. Was there, at the previous commission,
I remember we talked about it. This was, I think the last time we've addressed this in the council, maybe, might have been 2 years ago. I remember Al Stout came, because we had something
Right.
drafted up to make a backflow prevention thing, but I think Al Stout, when he came,
I know we were.
I don't really recall. I remember he showed that there were some potential problems with that too, like if it failed, it could cause more problems than anything. And then I think he had a different suggestion, which was like a pit type thing, and he had
Right, and
diagrams
injectors
for
or
us.
something?
What's that?
I believe it was something like injectors. wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember the
Ejectors.
details.
It's an ejector pit.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't
Russ
remember.
knows a lot about these.
Yeah, I don't remember if we
We're
actually
luck,
approved
Ross is
anything
actually,
or
uh,
if it got
that
just tabled.
engineer.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Well, I thought we brought that to the board and never did come back. Actually,
That would not go to the Plan Commission. They would have nothing to do with that, I don't think.
I thought it did.
Me and Patty looked through the minutes today and tried to find something, and February 4th, 2024 was the last time you
Right.
sent it. 2 years.
For an ejector pit or a black flow
No,
preventer?
the whole thing about the back.
Oh, that, That
Was
does
that-
not sound familiar
Was that
to
when
me at
Al
all.
Stout came and talked?
That was the meeting Al Stout.
Mhm.
Okay.
Talked about the injector pits and that, which are more expensive.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with injector pits, I mean, that's a beautiful idea. But, that goes to the same thing too, you know, if that's what Al recommends, and you're voting.
Yeah, I don't remember why we didn't approve. I thought he said something like there's a problem if the backflow, the
So
check
it's
valve.
It's just a
Yeah.
rubber flapper, so stuff can't get caught in it. There is some maintenance to it, to a homeowner in that. But it does do its job. The injector pits would be in the home also. They're a little more expensive.
Well, Mac, I think it was something, if I remember right, it was something you put up on the agenda, and I thought we looked at it. I thought we
Right.
actually had something drafted if we were gonna approve it, but I feel like we didn't approve it at the last minute. We
Right.
have to take a look at it.
Well,
again.
he's had this happen 4 years exactly to 4th of July. We gotta do something.
Well, I say let's take a look at the minutes of what we had last time and see if this needs to be re-engaged then. I can't remember, to be honest, it's been 2 years, obviously, 2 years, 4 months, so I don't remember the details of.
Was there an
what.
ordinance before the last
I don't think so.
committee?
No. I was the first one to start bringing it up back then.
Jason was commissioner.
Yeah.
There was an issue 4 years ago,
Mhm.
like 5 inches.
We had 5 inches in 45 minutes, and it came up for a couple houses, so we started looking at something, putting it together, and then, but that was right at the kind of the tail end, I feel. And it didn't, and then we started talking about at the beginning of our administration, Al Stout got involved and started having some different recommendations, and I just remember that it didn't continue. I thought he said there was an issue with, that the check valve could work for a period of time until it doesn't work. And then
Right.
you run into the same problem over again. I thought he said something like that, but I can't remember. I would recommend let's retake a look at those minutes, bring the topic back up and see if there's something we need to address with it then.
Okay, well, there's something we need to address. We gotta take care of these.
Okay.
Nobody wants that in their
Do you know
basement.
what those meeting minutes were, the date was?
February.
2024.
Okay.
Is when Al Stout-
Jen, can you make a note to have Patty or somebody send me those?
Yep.
Please,
Because March
attach me to it too.
2023 is when you guys initially talked about it, we were doing
Yeah.
and then when you guys became-
March of 2023, a week before the election?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I knew it was at the
And
end.
then sometime that fall, I can't remember exactly, you guys brought it back up, and then it got brought back up
Yeah.
in January, is what we talked about,
Yeah.
in February 4th, is when you guys decided that.
Could you attach me to that too,
Yeah.
please?
Jen,
Thank you,
in addition
ma'am.
with that, I would look at the old packet stuff, because I really feel that there was something drafted up to be approved, and we end up not approved. That's how I remember it. I could be wrong.
Yep, I'll check through everything.
Okay, thank you.
On that,
30 seconds, because you're already up here once, so 30 seconds, go ahead.
I remember all that happening, and I believe that would be Facebook video streaming, right? And you,
Maybe, I'm
you
not sure.
moved all those over to YouTube?
Yeah.
How far back did you go back?
I don't know.
Is-
Whenever they started reporting them, I don't know.
During COVID?
Yeah.
We should have it.
Okay, and back in Summer Fun Fest, got me thinking, is it a little too early to know if the Sunday rain out swamped your budget? And when are we gonna see
It
how
did-
well the Fun Fest did this year in the
It usually takes
making
about,
ends meet?
I should let you answer that if you want to answer.
No, I think last year it took about a month or something like that for all the invoices to come in, be approved, signed off on, but we'll put the financials out there when they're available, just like we did last year.
But the answer to the question, it generally, it did not. Sunday is not our usual high profit day. I mean, our numbers were in line with everything from the carnival and stuff like that. And we did lose out on some money with some of the band stuff that we only able to capture some of it. But the fireworks, we were able to maintain the credit for it all. So really, it wasn't that huge of a financial.
Have you talked about what you're gonna do about fireworks?
We have talked internally with the different event stuff to see if there's something that we could roll into later this year, but as I said in the mayor's report, we were not sure if something's really appropriate for it. Like, would it make sense to do it during Harvest Fest with the kids in the downtown area? I don't know. So as of right now, there hasn't been a plan put in place. It's still being looked at. Thank you. All right, are there any other public comment on any topic? All right.
Ross, did you have anything on the injectors or anything? Okay.
Okay. Number 12, commissioner reports. Commissioner Cullinan.
The only thing I have for tonight is, I kind of want to echo Mayor Curran's, comments regarding Fun Fest. As I sat down there, I think it was, I was down there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, portion of Saturday. But as I sat down there, I really just reflected on just how complex of an operation that Summer Fun Fest is. There is a lot of planning that goes into it. You have to be able to, communicate and be on the same page as your vendors, as the carnival, whatever. And there's a lot of different parties that are responsible for different things. And so I just want to echo Mayor Kern's gratitude for everybody who was involved, particularly the employees within my purview, which would include, basically everybody who works in my office. I want to thank them for their work, and particularly I want to thank our two kind of event planners, or people that plan events, Sherry Harlow and Zoe Hancock, for all of their work. I also want to express specific gratitude to Sherry Harlow, as we do not actually have two event planners anymore. Sherry has tendered her retirement, and so I definitely want to make a point to thank her, because really, it was, I know that their first Fun Fest, Zoe and Sherry, that they worked last year, they kind of took over things most of the way through it, but they had to finish everything, and they did a very good job last year with finishing everything, and ultimately making sure we had a smooth operation. This year was kind of all on their own, and again, they did a seamless job. It was you couldn't tell that it was two different people running Fun Fest. From I think Becky was kind of in charge of it before, or whatever, as event coordinator. They did a really, really good job, and they deserve to be commended for all of their work as well. So that's all I have for tonight.
Thanks. Commissioner Moore.
I appreciate everyone who's involved in Summer Fun Fest, as far as the employees, volunteers, etc. I did want to highlight some of the unsung heroes, though, of Summer Fun Fest that sometimes often go unnoticed. The police, the fire, and ambulance, who are always there every single year from opening to close. They give up their Father's Day weekend to make sure that all of us are safe. And then I also did want to highlight one person who volunteers in his police capacity that often gets overlooked, is Chief Michael Margus. He also spends his entire weekend there. And I appreciate everything he does. For everyone who really loves statistics, here we go. The fire department had another really busy month. They had 41 total calls, and it consisted of 10 mutual aid, auto aid, 7 rescues, 5 accidents, 4 PR events, 3 brush fires, 3 structure fires, 3 storm standby, 2 vehicle fires, 2 lift assist, 2 odor investigation. Of these calls, 18 of them are in city limits and 13 are in district. 10 of them were out of district. And I did want to also kind of give a little bit of a tidbit on this. So we're now in June, so we're halfway through. All these calls are up until the end of June. And currently, we are at 161 calls for the year. So when we're comparing that to previous years, in 2025, in June, we only had 124. So we're ahead, and it is a considerable...
Ahead.
It's a considerable difference between 22, 23, 24, and 25. There's been quite a spike in 25 and 26. And it's not just our area departments, there are also other chiefs in the other departments who are also seeing an increase in fire calls. So, just something to consider. As far as the ambulance, for the month of June, there were 15 district calls, 3 transfers, 3 ALS intercepts, 3 nights of special detail, which was Summer Fun Fest, and 40 in-town 911 calls, for a total of 64 calls for the month of June. And then lastly, for the police, we had 127 traffic stops, 17 EMS assists, 27 case reports, 24 vehicle lockouts, and that's everything for my statistics tonight.
2 911 calls a day, basically.
Mhm.
What was this? Do you have the last?
So the
I'm
total.
not trying to interrupt, but I'm just,
No,
it's fascinating.
I found it interesting as well. For 2025 fire calls, there were a total of 247 for the entire year. So it relatively stays pretty steady in the second half of the year. For 24, there was 195 total calls. 23, 205. 22, 198.
So there's a spike in, fire calls, any spike in the 911, what was the?
There was no significant increase, like, in the type of call that they're responding to, so it just seems to be all the neighboring cities are also.
Yeah, interesting.
It is very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, it's concerning, but interesting. Thank you for
Yes.
that. Appreciate that. Commissioner McDermott.
I'd like to thank everybody for volunteering for Fun Fest. Thank you, Chief Marcus, and thank first responders. The street department will be working on Clark Street to fill some of the holes that's out on the street. I'd like to thank Deconstruction for a safe route to schools. The residents are even telling me, hey, it's looking good. A couple people are actually even using it. Let's see. The dry bridge, I need to thank Deconstruction once again. It turned out pretty good. And thanks for doing it in a timely manner. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Commissioner Baldridge.
I'd like to thank all those who volunteered for the Fun Fest. It was a great turnout and unfortunate that it was cut a day short. Thanks to all the employees who make this happen and run as smooth as it does. It takes a lot of time and effort, but the return is a great time for everyone. Special thanks to Zoe and Sherry, and I wish Sherry a happy retirement. The electric department had some trees down in all the storms. They acted quickly in removing the trees and had power restored ASAP. Big thank you to them. They will continue to cut trees back this week to help in the future. That's all I have.
Thank you all. Okay. Number 13, executive session for the purpose of the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, discussion of meetings, minutes of meetings lawfully closed under the Open Meetings Act, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more class of employees, the purchase of lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired pursuant to the authority granted by 5 ILCS 120/2C1, 15, 2, and 6 respectively. Can I get a motion to go into executive session?
I motion we enter executive session per the aforementioned exemptions to the Open Meetings Act.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge,
Aye.
Cullinan,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Moyle. Aye. Kern.
Aye. And I only have one possible action item after. It depends on what comes out with the, what did we table? It was the zoning administrator. I don't know if that'll be the case, but it's potential. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night and go USA.
It's like Dickie's happy hour.
Yes, the overpass is, but it's the approaches those are the ones that were like 400,000 years ago. Yeah, the overpass.